Alright, hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about the recent nerf that happened to the Inferno pistol, and why I think it's probably just the most unjustified nerf in this game's history. So if you're unaware, patch 2 for the test server came out recently, and they ended up nerfing the ammo pool of the Inferno pistol by 30%. Uh, I still think this shouldn't have happened, but regardless, on most classes, this is kind of a whatever thing. You know, you didn't use the Inferno pistol that much. However, in the same update, they also added it to Assault. And this hits Assault the hardest. And my little headcanon here is that they, for some reason, thought the Inferno pistol would be absolutely insanely overpowered on Assault. And if you ask anybody who has played Assault for even just a day, they would probably tell you that the Inferno pistol would be the worst option on Assault. And it's the worst option on Assault by a pretty large margin. And just overall in the game right now, I think that this weapon is just mid. Even before the nerf, it was just a fine weapon. It was like super hyper specialized at doing one thing, and that's kind of not what you want out of a secondary, really. Most of the time, unless it's really, really good at that one thing. And Inferno Pistol, to be fair, it is good at Horde Clear, but there's so many options for Horde Clear in this game that you don't need it most of the time. And it has a lot of issues that I'm going to talk about. Because this thing has like two good things about it, and that's about it. So, first of all, I want to talk about the variants, mainly the ammo variant. The ammo variant is absolutely terrible for this thing, and is just like a trap. It's a trap, don't use it. It's really bad unless you're using it with one shot, but even then, I don't think one shot's very good, which I will get into in a bit. So, the rate of fire of this thing is an RPM of 60, meaning you shoot one shot every 1 second with this thing. And if we go over to this very handy spreadsheet of real numbers in the game, the orange line is all the Inferno pistol stats, and if we look at it, 60 RPM with a base damage, a relic base damage, so just no upgrades, just relic, your relic base, 24 damage per shot. It does 24 DPS. And if you look here just at the normal like DPS, the body shots, these are all body shots, it's some of the highest other than plasma. But if we go to headshots, it gets outclassed instantly by literally everything other than plasma pistol normal shots. But again, that can't headshot, and who is going to sit there and spam normal shots and plasma? They're terrible. It gets completely outclassed. It has the lowest total damage in the game out of any secondary other than plasma, but again, plasma, you can get so much ammo, it increases the total damage of this thing by a lot. And another thing I think that's really important to talk about is the gun strike damage right here. So Inferno Pistol has a hard range limit on its gun strikes. So basically, if you dodge a zone throat beam, but you're not close enough to it, you will not get a gun strike. It does the sound for it, it does the slowdown as if you get a perfect dodge, but you don't actually get to use the gun strike. And the issue is, Inferno Pistol, out of everything here, does the least amount of damage for gun strikes. Even though it has such a big restriction, like, for example, if a Carnifex charges past you, goes nyum past you. Most of the time you can't gun strike it with the Inferno Pistol, which really sucks because you can get a lot of damage on the Carnifex that way. But yeah, that's just another one of its issues, that its single target is really, really bad. Also, the range on this variant is really bad, and range actually does affect the gun strike range. Which is why this variant is just the best of the two, because, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the rate of fire doubles with this variant. At least it feels that way. I only have feel to go off of with this. But regardless, it is a massive, massive rate of fire increase, and a really big range increase. it's definitely worth taking the ammo hit, trust me. Um, but now for the perks, there is two here I really want to talk about, and that's Great Might and No Fear. Uh, Starting with Great Might, I already said the DPS of this thing is really bad. It's some of the lowest DPS in the entire game. Uh, and this thing has bad total damage, bad DPS. You're not going to be using it on bosses. And already, if you're unaware, bosses take 30% less damage from melta weapons. They also have a monstrous health pool, a health pool that is bigger than the total, like more than the total damage that this thing can do. You can't even get it to half health. You can't even get any of the bosses in the game to half health with this thing. And that's fine. That's not what this weapon is made for. Uh, but why does it have this perk then? So I think this perk should just be removed off this weapon and replaced with something else. It's dumb to have a boss damage perk on a weapon that's not supposed to deal with bosses. It's just antithetical to the design of this weapon. Now, No Fear. So first of all, on the test server right now, this perk is actually bugged. It completely doesn't work. But even if it did, this perk would be absolutely terrible and you never pick it because the condition for it is horrendous. Being below 10% HP, even though you can play pretty comfortably at low HP in this game if you know what you're doing, because if you're unaware, everybody in this game, when you drop below 30% HP, gets a 50% damage resist. Does not matter the class, it doesn't matter what you are, you just get a 30%, or a, sorry, not a 30, a 50% damage resist when you drop below 30% HP. But playing at 10% HP, even with that 50% more damage, is really risky, especially for just a 30% reload speed increase. Um, yeah, so like even when they fix this perk, it's not gonna be that good. And another perk I actually do want to talk about here is one shot. This perk, I think when they fix this and probably buff it so it's like 30% or 50% of your health, I think this perk will be fine. But as of right now, you can only really use it with the ammo variant, since there's no point to really using it with the rate of fire and range variant, since obviously you can't really take advantage of the rate of fire. And the ammo goes down to 1, so you might as well just go with the ammo variant so you get more ammo. Um, and it's just bad because the reload speed on the Inferno pistol is abysmal. It's the slowest in the game for any secondary. And your DPS, if you think it's low now, currently here, being a DPS 24, I think it's probably lower than this with this perk because your RPM goes probably below 60. Um, but yeah, that's really it for Inferno Pistol. I guess I'll just do like a brief overview of the pros and cons of this thing, and then I'm gonna start comparing it to Heavy Bolt Pistol, which is easily the best secondary in this game. And I'm also gonna try to wrap this up pretty quick because this video is getting longer than I want it to be already. So for the pros, this thing, it can stagger Majoris and up, Majoris and Extremis enemies, certain ones at least, and it has good horde clear. That's about it for the pros. Now for the cons, there is a pretty big laundry list I'm going to go through, at least the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So first of all, like I said, it has a hard limit on gunstrike range. Its gunstrike damage is the worst in the game, has a really bad perk tree, it has a really bad variant, uh, with only one good variant. Its rate of fire and DPS is abysmally low, its total damage is terrible, its ammo economy is not that great, because again, you can't really use this ammo variant. It's just terrible to use because of the rate of fire and range reductions compared to this variant. The reload speed is the slowest in the game out of any secondary, and obviously just even on the normal primary fire, it has really bad range, which is what it's supposed to do. It also has terrible boss damage because bosses take less melta damage. But yeah, that's all I can really think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more cons that I'm just not thinking of right now. But now I just want to quickly compare it to Heavy Bolt Pistol. which ironically got buffed in this patch for some reason. I feel like this was already pretty widely agreed upon that this is the best secondary in the entire game, and they decided to buff it for some reason. So, Heavy Bolt Pistol right here, it got some perk tree changes, which I'm going to show you. It got tactical precision here. So basically, instead of just doing 10% headshot damage, you're doing 20%, so it got a 10% damage buff. And then this perk used to be where when you were below 30% HP, you would deal 25% more damage. It effectively just got its condition shift to be when you have low ammo, you deal 25% more damage. And yeah, it just got better. It's even better now. Now for the pros, every variant on this thing is good. I don't think there's a single bad variant. Even without the accuracy variant, the accuracy of this thing is good. It has really good DPS. It has a really good headshot multiplier. It has a great contested health regen. That's something I forgot to mention actually with the Inferno pistol. Inferno pistol doesn't have very good contested health regen. Heavy Bolt pistol does. It has a fantastic ammo economy, even if you're not running the ammo variant. But if you're running the ammo variant, you're never going to run out of ammo with this thing. It obviously has great range. It has the best gun strike damage in the game right now. Oh, and yeah, that's all I can really think of right now. Not super big pro list, but there's almost no cons. Like, I can't tell you a single bad thing about the heavy bolt pistol, because there's just nothing really bad about it. It's just probably the most solid weapon in the game. Other than, I guess it doesn't, obviously it doesn't have the best horde clear compared to Inferno pistol, but even then, it has really good horde clear. Like, it has a piercing of 2, along with you can get piercing of 3 with this perk, and it one-shot headshots all Majoris in the game. Or, not Majoris, I'm sorry, Minoris in the game. So all the trash ads, it'll just one-shot to the head. It's really good at clearing trash. Uh, but yeah, so I think that's really all I gotta say about these two, or mainly Inferno Pistol. And really quick before I end the video, I want to give my suggestions on what I do to Inferno Pistol before it launches, or just when it launches, to make it feel a lot better. First of all, revert the ammo nerf. It was an unnecessary nerf. Second of all, I think that this thing should do the most gun strike damage out of any weapon in the game. Uh, I don't know why it does the least amount. It has a built-in nerf where you can't gun strike from across the map, for example. You have to be close to something to gun strike, so it should do the most gun strike damage. And that would actually make it synergize, and you could do some funny builds with Assault here. You could do a funny dash build with it. Would it be the best weapon for Assault? Still, no. And then the other thing, it's gun strike related. For the gun strikes, if you get a gun strike and you were out of range, it should not eat the gun strike. It should still be there and stay there for the duration that it normally would. But the icon for it should be like grayed out or something. And when you get into range, it fills back in and you can gun strike. So you should be able to just actively, let's say you gun strike or do a perfect dodge on a zoanthrope. You should be able to just get up close to the zoanthrope and gun strike it. You can't do that right now. That should be a thing. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about Inferno Pistol. Uh, so yeah, see ya.